Go.
Bleach, that's your cue.
Yeah, I'm streaming already.
Alright, fine. Greetings, folks, and welcome to the next Town Hall of June 2016. This time, well, we didn't really have a formal announcement posted of our Town Hall, so a lot of folks might not know what kind of topics we are covering this time. Well, the topics we are covering right now, I think we will go over the results we got from the admin review poll. I think that'd be a good start.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me pull it up here. Carson, are you there?
He's here but muted. Oh, never mind. He just unmuted himself.
Okay.
Oh yes, I can
Sorry
have the,
about that. Yes, I'm here.
All right,
thing
so
that
you
says
were
it's
you
on.
were in charge of the poll then. So let's see. Let's pull it up here.
This is all on you, Carson.
There may be participants who have taken it the last time I sent a file, so if you could give me a second.
Understood. So right now it looks like we are still currently accepting responses for the admin review poll. And so if you have not voted there, we implore you to please go over there and vote when you can.
Oh, that's right.
For those of you who didn't know, we also had an inner admin review as well, and the results were shared amongst us. But yes, so if you folks were wondering what that was about, that is also there. But the results and turnouts, we got quite a lot. And we are still looking for more responses. It looks like a lot of the deputy admins did pretty well, but it still looks like they are still considered worthy of growth as of right now. So yes, the more votes we get on this, the better.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was also, of course, the one deputy admin that switched is.
Yes, there was. I will let you folks know about that. I was looking over stuff here. Okay, let's see. All right, there it is. So, as you folks may already know, based on the fact that Red Beats is no longer amongst the deputy admin list and back into the members, she ended up reprising her role as the deputy admin that was once voted in. Now, in return, we replaced her. Well, not really replaced. We let in the runner-up to the voting, and that was WaveSign. So, welcome WaveSign officially as our deputy admin.
Hello.
Salutations.
Salutations.
We expect good things from you, WaveSign.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So, if you're wondering why WaveSign wasn't on the admin review, is because this was done after the polls were put into place. Not only that, but WaveSign will definitely need time to kind of get used to things. He still hasn't really been initiated yet, but that will take place probably after the town hall.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Mhm.
too fair to review someone who'd only been deputy admin for, like, at that point, a week or less.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't exactly be optimal.
of course.
Yeah, wait,
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
he's there.
So when you folks have the time, we implore you to check out the results, and at some point or another, they will be closed and the results put up. We don't know when that will be. We'll definitely want more responses, though. Maybe 40, I'd say, would be a good amount. We'll see. So that's that.
Today, a lot of the options are now are now, well, optional. So, yeah, if you feel that none of the above applies, then you can ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there are some
Carson,
optional things
I
there.
asked Carson to update it.
Understood.
It has been updated, yes.
Also, shouldn't we post a link to it here?
Yes. I had a link. I was looking for the journal actually. Let's see here.
Should sort of still be up there.
It is. I just found it.
This
Oh,
guy says
crap.
there's no link to the stream on the DA journal. That might need to be fixed.
Oh, really?
Crap.
What? People forgot the.
No,
I did.
no. The hitbox link. The hitbox link, I think, does work
Yeah, I just linked it. Oh, Phil's
on the journal.
laptop can't run streams.
Oh.
And if people are questioning the images, because Hitbox has a weird thing of always having an image of whatever was streamed last. So that's why it's showing that game, because I streamed that last on my Hitbox.
Mm-hmm. Alright, here's the link to the admin poll review. This has all the information, including the links necessary.
Actually, I should quickly update it with that.
Well, in accordance to that, we don't have a lot of topics to go over, actually. But we will be allowing for the typical anything not mentioned to be brought up here pretty soon. So anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns about the admin review thus far?
I don't know. I don't feel like I have a say on the admins, but that's because I don't vote. So it's their thing, I guess.
I already
Hey.
addressed my quarrels with the admin review, and they were
Yes.
No complaint.
Alright. So it doesn't look like we have any questions then. Last call for questions, though. Someone's typing. Do you have a question, Cadetta? Oh, okay. Well, with that, we will move on to anything not mentioned. If you have anything that you would like to bring up at the town hall that hasn't been previously mentioned, now's the time to do it.
Well, I do wish that I can mention it without everyone getting pissy and all.
Well,
But
I will say.
Bloody mentioned it, mate.
I will say, when you are bringing up topics for this, make sure it's on a grander scale that affects the wagon as a whole.
okay, that means I don't need to make that apology thing. But instead, I'm gonna suggest something. Why not why not have people something to say, hey, maybe you to detect and prevent me from doing the same mistake, aka backseat modding again. Some kind of system to prevent it.
Did you have anything in mind?
Well, I know how I backseat moderate because I did it, but what about the others, the other backseat moderators? just
Well,
to
we
detect
don't.
the signs of it.
How you can't prevent what we can't see coming.
Yeah, not only that, but we don't have other backseat moderators or a big outlined issue with it.
Yeah.
This entire thing can be remedied by just reading the rules.
Hey,
And
Miki,
Yeah.
Mickey said that in the chat. Yeah. Okay.
Miki made a pretty good point. Just read
Yeah.
the rules.
So yeah, if it comes down to it, when in doubt, read the rules.
Right. That's all I have to say on the subject of that and yesterday.
All right. Anybody else have anything they wish to say?
Also, but on the other subject, which is the GTA Online Vehicle Build project, I
That's
am in the.
personal project.
Please
That's
stop.
project
That's for later.
announcements.
All right.
For later,
Hold your
man.
All right.
horses,
That's gonna
please.
be wait.
You're
It's gonna be
jumping-
holded.
All right. Let's see here. We did have some things we were gonna bring up. Actually,
There was
weren't we?
one thing that
Actually-
Trick mentioned to us. It is like he, unfortunately, I don't think is going to be here because he's probably playing Overwatch, which he asked like me to pretty much say it for him, but maybe you can help a bit with this. Is like I linked to what he typed up.
Well, for folks who don't already know or didn't see it, yesterday we had a member of the group take to chatting in the admin room, and that was Tricky. Now, Tricky, he brought up the suggestion to change up some of our rooms, our chat rooms, rather than text rooms in this case. But I'll let Bleach introduce it.
It was
Tricky
more
had something
voice.
in mind.
He was more so concerned with the voice rooms. Pretty much, there are some rooms that he sees aren't getting uses, and pretty much is wondering like if we even need them. Like the reception room, for example, he doesn't see. I'm gonna go over the list here, pretty much for the voice rooms that he's mentioned. He said like he doesn't the reception room. I don't really see anyone in there ever, and as such, it seems to be a waste of space. Maybe it could be repurposed as some sort of greeting room, but does the U-Haul really need a specialized place for that?
Originally, the reception room was a concept brought about by the fact that raid call, whenever a new person or somebody not from our server joined up, they would be automatically put into what was known as the lounge. And the lounge was a place for guests, people, primarily either spammers or complete strangers who sent an application to join our group but didn't even read our About Us, which had criteria.
I was just about to
Now-
mention Bleach.
Russian music spammers.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Well, that's kind of what the reception room was. It was kind of considered a hub for instant invitations. But as time went on, it slowly became we would instant invite people in the U-Haul instead, or the Town Hall, or the Spesterpiece Theater. We'll go over that a little bit later in what Tricky wrote down. But yeah, the point of the reception room has kind of been lost. We don't use it that much. A greet room might not necessarily be a bad idea, but at the same time, we can still do that outside, so Tricky doesn't see the point, and to be honest, neither do I.
Yeah, why do we need a great room? Like, can't they just come in and talk in the U-Haul? I mean, what's the problem with that?
Well, they usually do, and that's the thing, 404.
Yeah, most of these pretty much you can look over pretty much what Tricky typed up here. Me and Diz will be reading some of the ideas he suggested, but we'd like some member feedback because some of the admins did understand the ideas, but we wanted more member feedback.
Well, most big Discord channels have their first channel is just like a general talk room.
But that was
So-
not the only room he was talking about. If you'd everybody posted Nova,
Mm-hmm.
like it's just here for the second one for writing. Is this meant for collaboration or discussing things that you're writing? Those sound like personal projects, and luckily there's already a room for that.
And originally, the writing room, the origin behind that was primarily, primarily NaNoWriMo. And as you all know, that's once a month every year. So it's not like it's incredibly widely used. I mean, there isn't sort of afterface after Nano where people are continuing to write their novels. A lot of people do stop though. And so the dedicated room could be purposed for writing, but heck, we can even create a NaNoWriMo room for the very purpose of just NaNoWriMo for that month, couldn't we? At that point, at that point, it could be pretty much cut off and repurposed to go to the personal projects. Now, the Let's Play rooms, I'll let Bleach talk about that since that's kind of his thing.
Yeah, pretty much he said Let's Plays could. He understood pretty much my reasons behind it, and I definitely understand his reasons. He said it could be under the same principle. Maybe Let's Plays aren't always collab, but they are personal projects. Because pretty much my thing as Let's Player is something I know personally. Like usually when I'm in there, unless there's people already in that room, the people that are joining or just being peanut gallery leave. No one else jumps into like bother in the Let's Play room. I know, like the gaming room would say someone pops and says, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?" and can possibly interrupt the commentary accidentally. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, one
Like,
of the things
I'm
that
okay
I would
with-
do if
I'm
I was
okay with
Go ahead.
changing. I was saying I'm okay with changing the rooms, but I still again would like member feedback on this.
I myself, my stance on Let's Plays is if I'm going to do a Let's Play, I'm going to do it over a more personal one-on-one platform if I'm going to have my guests, like, say, something like Skype or TeamSpeak or something like that.
Skype, Polygon does not recommend Skype, and I honestly don't want to use Skype anymore for Let's Plays because audio quality gets really bad, and Skype's just bad overall with connection now.
Originally, Raid Call was really good for your Let's Plays because you could lock a room so nobody could access it, and that had a visual indicator. You can still do the same in Discord, but it's not as obvious right away that it's locked. But
you're able to mute the room. They can go in.
You can, yes.
And once they go in, then the people who's in there, for example, Porygon and Tricky. Porygon realizes, oh, there's people in here now, and then he tells them what's going on. Then he unmutes them, so they don't ask, "Hey, what's going on?" and interrupt the commentary.
Yeah. So, in terms of that, it is kind of a niche use.
There was also the idea Tricky suggested, like putting a note to expect for like personal projects, expect some things to be going on and just beware to not interrupt whatever discussions are going on or projects.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which is a good thing because that way you're not accidentally disrupting the flow of things. But again, like your guys' opinions, like if anyone else aside from Nova, I still welcome your opinion, Nova. Oh, Tricky's actually here as well, so he can probably take over for this.
What were you saying about me?
I was saying I respect your opinion, but I also like to hear others' opinions.
Tricky can't talk, but he can type.
That's right, Tricky. You can. We were already discussing pretty much what you wanted to bring up already.
Now let's see here. Next on the list, Rika's Tank Battalion. Now, Tricky says no one really plays it anymore. Originally, this was very popular with Sturm and a couple of other folks who played what's known as World of Tanks, massive multiplayer with tanks, basically. So World of Tanks was very prominent here in Rika's Tank Battalion, and since Sturm hasn't been around, Nuke hasn't been around, and a couple of other folks who were playing World of Tanks aren't as prominent.
Me and Pizzy have used it for War Thunder.
Yeah.
May I interject? I'm pretty sure within a week's time I did see them, or within a previous week's time I did see them in the room. The three, Sturm, his brother Shadow, and Nuke. So I think they do still play it, and they still show up occasionally, but
occasionally is
probably
kind
not
of the
as
big
much.
thing. So what Tricky and a lot of other people have noticed is not a lot of people do use it. I don't know many who do play World of Tanks, so it definitely could be a little bit more general for things like War Thunder and World of Tanks. So it could be considered repurposed for a massive multiplayer kind of a gaming chat.
I'm not even sure why, like, we need a whole bunch of specialized gaming rooms in the first place.
Again, that was originally a byproduct of the raid call.
It seems like we just need to remember we're in Discord, not raid call anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just make like about 5 or so gaming rooms, and that'll be enough.
I was talking. I didn't know that the middle of my sentence was interrupting the beginning of yours.
You were a bit quiet, Nova, to be fair.
Sorry, but like I was gonna say.
Bruh.
Go ahead, Nova.
I was saying that we could just have like 5 or 10 general purpose gaming rooms and just get rid of all these.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Tricky ended up suggesting to us as well.
Yeah,
and
like 4 or 5.
Well,
5 at the absolute most general gaming rooms.
Mm-hmm. And the same would apply to the next bit down on the list, the zombie killing floor.
That zombie killing room, it's been used for like Left 4 Dead and Killing Floor 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which only people like me and Roy play Killing Floor 2, and even then we stop. Oh yeah, you have that. Wait, do you even have 2?
Yes, I have Killing Floor 2, and so does
How
Shingo.
often do you play it?
Mainly when Roy and Shingo and sometimes Crystal play it.
Well, and how often is that? That didn't answer my question.
Whenever they feel like and I'm able to.
That didn't answer my question. Regardless, that's still not often enough for us to have the room.
Yeah, I think just for killing the killing floor, zombie killing room, zombie killing room, it could just be another gaming room. Tongue twister on my end. Sorry about that.
All right, extended discussion. Now, I have a bit to say on this as well, but the extended discussion, the idea behind this room was that something that was brought up in the U-Haul that ended up taking very large precedence would be brought into the extended discussion, since it was, of course, going to be a long-term conversation. Now, when I first saw this room, I originally thought maybe the mini rooms could be repurposed to be, just used for that. But looking at what it says here, it hasn't been used quite comparatively to the U-Haul and the other mini rooms. So Tricky says it's not as necessary. Now, what we have here is kind of a situation where we have a few folks that have taken over the mini rooms. There are like certain parties or cliques, as you can put it, that certainly run their ops in certain mini rooms. Now, this is probably the biggest reason we have extended discussion is because of that. But the idea behind the mini rooms is that they're supposed to be open to everyone.
I was not aware that certain cliques took over certain mini rooms. I thought they just went in whenever.
A lot still do, but with the addition of something like the Minori room,
And the mini witch tray.
Mini witch free is actually a joke.
Yes,
it is
kept that way since like the old days.
It's been a gag since the raid call, and it's been great.
That has always been a gag.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about a gag.
Even free.
Hi, Cheer.
Hello, it's here.
Hello there.
Well, I actually instead, I guess the decision to stop rants from being flooding it on the extended discussion room is a good idea, even though it's for me as bad news. Some ranters like me.
Well,
there are.
Look,
Go
bro,
ahead.
You have a place to vent. Go vent. Start a blog.
No, the other one, the old style rants where I just make a rant about something from that happened in Indonesia and basically ask the opinions of the station wagon members.
The extended discussion has been used for rants before, and that's not necessarily the greatest thing for it.
Well, Diz, if you don't like it, then I suppose then. Stop
I
it.
just think that the mini rooms still fill the role pretty well. For all intents and purposes, the extended discussion could be considered the mini room 4.
Didn't we have a mini room 4 before and we got rid of it?
I don't
would never
remember.
have
I don't think
a room.
so.
There's no mini room 4.
So if we're gonna keep the extended discussion, do you folks think we should repurpose it for just a mini room 4, or just remove it altogether? I'd like to think that 3 mini rooms has been quite enough.
Yeah.
Mini room
encourage
400
people to use it.
Well, if we're
you're
gonna make it a
talk
mini
about-
room 4, how are we gonna make it another joke?
Mini room 404.
That's what I was thinking.
You just had to advertise yourself. You just had to
Yeah.
do it.
Mini room
well,
404 and
You just had no. It has to be someone a veteran. What veteran can we use?
mini
Mini
room
room
4, the
451.
death one.
There are no other veterans.
Mini room 5.
What? Just skip 4 and go to 5?
Yeah, just
Come on,
make it
guys. I
mini
know
room
it's 4 big staff, but come
Mini
on.
room 20XX.
No. I like
Just don't
Ultima's
make
idea.
a mini room 1322.
No,
I like
mini
the-
room 4. Guys. Mini room 420, blaze it.
No,
Okay,
I like,
guys, let's get back on
Let's
track.
get back on track, please, guys.
I still
Mini
like
room 2,
Ultima's
episode
idea.
1.
Just skip the 4 and go straight to 5.
Max Nova. Get back on track.
Alright. So let's see here. The last on the list, Minecraft. Again, that was suggested to be repurposed into gaming. So with the additions of repurposing specific named rooms for the more general terms, Tricky mentions things like making a personal projects 2, a gaming 2, and so on and so forth, so that they can be a little bit more generalized and a lot more useful rather than super specific for either a niche audience or a very specific audience that not everybody is going to use it for. So let's see here. Seasonal rooms. Now, the idea of mentioning making NaNoWriMo something seasonal was brought up before as well. But let's see here. So the idea here is that so when Spastique is not streaming, the Spasterpiece Theater should not be something that's up. The same was also suggested for the Town Hall room itself. The Town Hall basically being created for when the Town Hall is actually happening and removed when it's not. And to be honest, I consider that kind of a good idea because that would make it...
logs.
He's talking about the voice one, not the text one. The text
The
one will
voice.
stay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
text one will stay. The voice one won't. It'll be a seasonal voice room.
Delete it now, BRB.
Delete
Again.
Dang it, HGF! Not
Again,
now, not right in
it's
the middle of the channel. You fool!
Well, I mean, y'all want it gone anyway, so it's gone now.
I want you
Spastic
gone.
doesn't
Did he-
need it anymore. Trust me.
Oh.
Okay,
I
good,
thought it
it's
was
not
the one with the
gone.
town hall. Whoops.
Fool of a toque.
Oh, okay. It was this particular voice chat. Okay.
Particular situation.
So the idea is to make it so that rooms occur or are brought about during a special event, and Tricky uses the hypothetical waifu simulator, the hottest new game, to fill the gaming
What are we
room.
talking about now?
Tricky's link, the Google Doc, that showcases what we should do to repurpose some rooms.
But was anyone against me deleting it? Because if they were, I'll bring it right back.
Yeah, don't come in, do things impulsively, and then ask, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah.
No. But the thing is, the reason why I was asking what was going on was because I thought we were just talking about voice chats, but then suddenly, so it was all like some random other thing. Like, what? What does that have to do with anything? That's what I was asking.
Excuse me.
All right. Anyways, let's see here.
Wow, completely ignore me. I'm sorry.
Well, I got your meaning. Let's see.
Oh yeah, but basically, yeah, I just need to just maybe we should be clarify it to maybe make sure that less rants appear in that chat, the extended discussion text chat. I
But
mean,
rants aren't allowed to begin with, so you're not meant to be doing that.
Yeah.
It's one thing to vent to a member, I guess to other members or admins, I guess it's another thing to vent in the chat.
Also, if anyone is caught doing such, they will be text muted for a month.
Wait, what are we talking about? In this case, I wasn't paying attention.
I didn't quite hear what he said
Not
either.
not even Riot text mutes people for a month. What are you doing?
I wouldn't say a month. I'd say if anyone ends up using it strictly to go on a rant, use it just maybe a temp mute for a shorter amount of time. A month seems a little too harsh.
Rants are something we know don't accomplish much, especially if they're incredibly toxic. I guess that's the variety we are looking for in this instance, is how bad the rant is and on what topic.
well, if the rant is usually on problems of the country someone is, like my usual rants, my usual old rants and maybe that's why I never posted on extended discussion, is because I ran out of topics to rant about.
Wait,
Don't rant. Just don't rant. Don't do it, okay?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm just
Why are we
saying.
getting heated?
No.
Just,
Let's not get
go ahead.
heated.
Yeah,
Let's just
let's
calm
do
down.
that.
I'm just saying that.
I know you're saying that, but with a little bit more cohesion, we'll definitely be able to deal with something like that as it comes, Ed. So it's not really something that we're considering relevant right now.
The fuck is cohesion?
There's some expensive words you got there. Talking about
But
extended.
I will say, wait,
Whoa.
what happened?
Very loud noise.
Alright, enough with the arrows.
So kind of going back to extended discussion.
But let me explain though. The arrows usually mean that they agree with them. So I mean, technically, the arrow is like an upvote. So I'd say that the arrows aren't really a spam. It's just I agree.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really add anything beyond that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not
I know it doesn't
meaningful.
add anything beyond that, but like it's meaningful because it works sometimes, just not in this case.
It just cuts down the amount of time of having to write, I agree with that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a slang, an acronym kind of thing with us.
It means that. It means exactly that. It means
Yeah, it's like
I like
repeating-
this, I agree, I concur thing.
So I agree. Leave it there. Leave it. Just do that.
So what
So
do you
I think
folks?
one arrow is enough.
So getting back on track, what do you folks think? Do you folks think that repurposing some of our voice chat rooms for the more general purposes is something that we should consider doing?
Yeah, we'll cut
certainly.
Why not?
We'll make a. Won't.
And I guess
won't
everyone
take
agrees
much
as
time
well.
to scroll
One
through
at a
the
time.
channel
Distract
listing.
And
One at a time.
Just looking at the voice chats right now, I can see quite a few that could probably be taken out. Just
everyone said most if not all of the members said yes.
Yeah, we'll definitely figure this out, and we'll do this after the town hall is over so we don't end up disrupting the folks that are currently there, but we'll definitely get the message out there. And when the time comes, I think that this change is kind of necessary, and plus it'll clear up a lot of clutter, because let's be honest, there is right now a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
indeed.
Definitely.
All right, so
And-
yeah. Eventually, we
Also-
probably would have had to do this in the raid call too, I'd bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it got rushed.
Well, it
let's not
actually
get
does
negative.
support English. It does support English now, but it's still in different servers. So laggy.
Wait, what supports English?
Raid call got back part of its English support, but we don't need to go back there. It's so laggy.
Wait, we're not packing suitcase
Connect
hotels.
the
We're not
right
going
call
back.
anymore, man. Shit.
All right, so for now, do we have any more topics we'd want to go over? That can be considered one of our big topics that we missed putting down on the list.
Can I get a quick, uninterrupted summary of the voice chat topic so I can write it down?
So basic. All right. So the summary that I'd put it as is we are going to repurpose a lot of our gaming rooms and a lot of our writing rooms, let's play rooms, and
project rooms.
we will change part of our gaming rooms into general gaming rooms, voice chats, and personal projects will kind of take over things like writing and let's plays.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Siege. So any other topics then to bring up?
Nothing that I could think of unless I have something else.
I kind of
Well,
want to
this-
go back to the extended discussion stuff. Because Altman said something along the lines of 1 month of the text mute, I believe that was.
I was about to
It's
say,
like,
will all this be extended to all the text channels as well?
We generally
text chats
discourage.
I didn't really consider. I can't really give educated opinions on them. I mentioned them towards the end. Huh.
About the text chats.
So
Can I
Ultimate
mention-
decide or someone, I don't know, he
Let
He
HCF
dis-
go.
Ed,
say that
Ed.
he
Ed?
Yeah.
Let
HCF go.
Let others talk.
Okay, there we go.
Anyway.
Go ahead, HDF.
The thing about the text chat is, and as for Alligator keeps mentioning over and over and over again, is that it can be muted. Text channels can be muted to not clutter up your field of view. So, whatever the case is, if you don't want something there, mute it.
And eventually, there's a certain point I remember seeing, at least on the Discord, they plan on adding groups to the text chat. So that way, for instance, you can group them in specific groups, mute those groups, takes
You're
less space as
joining.
well.
And yeah. Once we get those groups back, we can definitely do that.
And also, if you folks saw the admin chat as well, there was also the discussion that we could use RoboMonitori to change up people's roles so they can go into something a little bit more specific so they don't have the intrusions of wanting to view other text chats. So kind of like if you wanted to go into the role-playing rooms and start looking at stuff there, you could change your role via RoboMonitori command and become part of the role-playing place. So that's something we'll definitely consider down the line. If Discord's update does do that for us, that'll definitely be nice, though.
See, at least in Discord.js, you can actually add roles using a bot, so it's definitely possible. And assuming that it uses a similar API in terms of RoboMonitori, you should definitely be able to pull that off even now.
Mm-hmm.
I think RoboMonitori has those features, but I need to figure out how to enable them.
Well, that would require writing an entirely new command, but I don't.
No,
even
I mean, it
know
has some of these commands built in as modules. I have to go ask Yogi about them, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You just have to write an entirely new module or command for it.
No,
I'm going
I
to
mean,
need to
it already has the modules. I just have to enable them.
So I did forget to mention, though, but the text channels, for the most part, Tricky said that most of our text channels do fit a good role. He wasn't particularly too picky about us keeping our specific text channels because most of them did follow a pretty good set. And I definitely agree. I like the setup we have for most of our text channels. Of course, some might get mixed around, but they all serve a pretty good purpose, I'd like to think.
So, to summarize, text chats will be trickier to consolidate because of backlogs and the tools that users have to suppress text chats for themselves. But Robo-Nitri could possibly be used to assign people to groups dedicated to certain text chats.
Yes, and mute others.
Okay.
That'll definitely take a lot of work on our part to get set up too, since we'd have to mess around with settings quite a bit, but we'll get to that eventually. It might take a bit of time though, so.
Can't we just like wait to see what Discord does, at least maybe like about a couple months?
Well, we probably have to HTF because we make any big changes now and Discord does it for us, it's going to be redundant.
Yeah, so let's just wait about a couple more months.
Yeah, I'd say waiting's the best option.
The waiting is
Also, in case if anyone is annoyed by my background noise, it's because I'm in the middle of a shopping mall.
All right, you have push to talk, so it won't be as bad as long as somebody doesn't scream or a kid comes to you or something.
No more HDF. The only thing that's an issue. And we can forgive you for that.
I see.
Well, time to delete the town hall. BRB.
No.
Now you've done it.
Again.
I'm not going to, don't worry.
Purge the town hall.
Yay! Wait up here. No.
Alright. So, any other topics then?
Another thing in the
let's see.
chat.
I just saw him pop up there. Was one thing I left on the document. Admin voice. It'd certainly be kind of a niche thing. We do use Skype for a lot of that, but I think when we bring in a to talk to.
Yeah, because sometimes we bring members in to talk to them in the admin chat.
Sometimes we do use the Skype admin chat, but a lot of the reasons we will use this is because Skype is terrible and it just sucks when it comes to group calls. Oh, I have so many bad.
Diz, why do we still not make the full move?
It's because there's always going to be people that will be like, oh, I don't want to use Discord. I prefer Skype. There's always going to be people for that.
And truly, we have made the full move, although we are keeping it around just for the sake of having it. Basically, if something like the Discord goes down due to a DDoS, like it once had before, we can always fall back on the Skype or something like that. So it's mainly just large backup. People can still chat there if they want. It doesn't matter very much to us if they do.
But yeah, I apologize. I didn't
It's
mean to
alright,
say
we're-
for a month.
It's more like you had like emotions about it, and then you freaked out.
It's the off the remark. We're not the media. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.